Hi guys! So this is my millionth attempt at making this video, and it's going to be my final attempt. So this may be the version that you see, and this may not be the version you see. But after hours and hours of trying to film this and not liking the way it turned out, I am just going to stop. Anyways, this is me attempting to make my weekly video as I promised. Ages ago, or last week, really. I've been procrastinating a bit on my master's thesis, and I really should be working on it now, but I don't work well on the weekends, so I figured now is best the time as any to make this video. So today's topic is going to be dreams. But, yeah, dreams. I want to start off by saying dreams don't mean anything in the wider context of the universe. Lots of people think that dreams come to them to tell them a message, to guide them in a certain path, to kind of, lead them towards fate. No. I mean, usually that comes with thoughts of spirituality, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you that's wrong, because whatever you believe is whatever you believe. But what I learned in my abnormal psych class back when I did my social work education was that dreams are a manifestation of random images in your mind. It's basically a hallucination you're having when you're asleep that pulls bits and pieces from anything that's ever been in your mind, whether it be thoughts and feelings, TV shows, interests, or just say the face of a random person that you pass by on the street. Lots of people think that dreams are fate in that they see somebody in their dreams and then they meet them in real life and they realize, I don't know this person already, so they think, oh, wow, it's fate, I saw you in my dreams. No, you've probably seen that person before, or even met that person before. You might have talked to them for half a second, or you might have just walked by them on the street and didn't notice because they weren't particularly noticeable to you. But that stayed in your subconscious, and then it came together as one of these random images when your mind's creating this unconscious hallucination. I should state, though, that because dreams are thoughts and subconscious does hold thoughts and feelings, that dreams can mean something in a small way. Your subconscious will not purposely push things at you. That's why it's in your subconscious and not your conscious mind. But say you know that people do things often and they don't understand why, and it's because their subconscious was guiding them. That's kind of what happens sometimes in dreams too. If you've got, say, fears, insecurity, hopes for the future, all these things that you think about very, very much, they will take up a larger part of your subconscious than, say, the face of a random person you pass by on the street. So when all these images are coming together, think of it as like a draw. If there's more of something, you're more likely to pull that out from the draw. So that's what happens with dreams. If you've got more of something in your subconscious than you do of something else, it is more likely to infiltrate your dreams. That being said, let's talk about dreams. So I'm the type of person who does not remember their dreams. I almost never remember my dreams. I probably remember about a handful or two in the course of my entire life. When I was younger, I tried to control my dreams. I had this fear that the apartment building we were living in would burn down because I didn't know who else lived in the apartment building, if I could trust them, if they were going to do something purposely or accidentally to cause the building to go up in flames and cause me to perish. So I used to try to dream about bunnies. I would try to make bunnies this forefront thing in my mind as I'm going to sleep so that I would think about bunnies as I was dreaming. And in some cases it worked. That thought of bunnies was there in my mind, so I was dreaming about bunnies. But that fear was overwhelming my subconscious, so oftentimes it would end up being bunnies on fire, because that fear of fire would come into my dreams. Another thing that would have taken up a lot of space in my mind would be Sailor Moon. I often dreamt of my favorite Sailor Moon episode frequently when I was a kid, and that's probably because Sailor Moon was my big obsession when I was a child, so it was always there. Dreams can also be very, very random. We don't know where they came from. For example, when I was in grade 8, I had this dream where I was on the second floor of my high school, the high school I would be going to the next year, and Motley Crue was there. And Motley Crue just jumped out the window. Poof, gone. I don't know why. That was the whole dream. In college, I had a dream where I was walking in the snow with Princess Leia and the Weasley twins. I don't know where, I don't know what snow. We could not see anything off in the distance. It was snowing, there was wind, so it was a bit of a snowstorm. There was no dialogue, we weren't talking, we were just walking, as if we were on some silent journey somewhere. Me, Princess Leia, and the Weasley twins. I know I had a dream just after I finished my social work education, where me and my best friend at the time we ended up in prison. And I told the guards that I was James Kirk, and that I was, an admiral at Starfleet. And they bought it! And they let me go! I was watching a lot of Star Trek at that time, so it makes sense that something Star Trek would be big there in my mind and pushing into my unconscious hallucinations. I'm not the type of person who has nightmares very often. I can remember one nightmare in my life, which actually involved my cousin drowning. I don't know why her. I don't know what prompted these thoughts. I mean, like I said, dreams mean nothing, but at the time I was very, very confused as to why I had this nightmare, because it was just my cousin drowning, and that was it. I'm sorry, Emily, that I dreamed that you died. But that's the only nightmare I remember. I'm not a type of person who has nightmares often, and if I do, I don't remember them after I wake up. I do, on occasion, have those dreams where I guess I'm falling, because I wake up and, I feel like my body has been falling. But I'd never remembered the actual dream once I've woken up. So, I made this video because I actually remembered a dream earlier this week, and I just thought about talking about dreams because of that. In this dream, I was friends with the YouTubers Dan and Phil. Dan is Not on Fire, Amazing Phil, Dan Howell, Phil Lester. And we were talking about a video contest that Dan had a couple of years earlier. It's not a real video contest, so don't go looking for it. But the implication of this friendship is that we were friends, but previously I had just been a big fan, and I somehow caught their attention, and then we actually became friends. So I'm commenting on this video and saying, oh, Dan ignored my video when he did this contest, and Dan's like, I don't remember you making a video. And I mean, I guess that's fair. He has thousands to go through, and just this one video probably wouldn't have gotten his attention. So Phil pulls it up, and I'm sitting there going no, cringe, please don't look at this. And Dan and Phil are laughing their asses off at me. And that's it. I remember my dream the next day, too. That one is a lot more personal. It's not that it's something that I don't want to discuss specifically, but it does involve real-life issues with people who I don't feel would be comfortable if I was sharing them here in this video. But it was weird to have remembered a dream 2 days in a row. One dream being a completely random funny one, and the next one being a serious, personal one. So I just wanted to ask, what kind of dreamer are you? Do you remember your dreams frequently, or are you like me and you very rarely remember them, and when you do remember them, it's so intense, that you remember them, that you actually keep remembering them for years? Leave in the comments below what kind of dreamer you are, and maybe even the details of some of your dreams. What kind of dreams have you had? Um, Describe some random funny ones, some weird, crazy ones, and if you're comfortable at all, you can with it, you can describe also some personal ones, and maybe what they meant to you afterwards. Because even if dreams don't mean anything in the wider scope of the universe, they can mean something to you very personally afterwards because they struck a chord with you. So yeah, just let me know in the comments that type of stuff. If you're not a subscriber already and you like my content and you want to see more of this, feel free to subscribe. You can also leave in the comments what kind of content you want me to discuss in the future, because while I usually do things that are just on my mind at that time, I am not opposed to discussing any content that's, some people might specifically want me to address. It just depends if it's something I would actually want to talk about or not. And if you've gotten to this point in this video, 11 minutes, and you're still watching, and I bore you to tears, I have to first ask, why? Why are you still here? But then also say, okay, I get it. Just mosey along on YouTube and find something more to your interest. I won't blame you. So that's it for dreams today. Let me know your experiences, and happy dreaming. Bye, guys.